Well, guys, we've just recently, Vaughan and I have been chatting. The Melbourne Cup's just been, but we thought we'd get into this because what's happened, Vaughan brought to my attention on the AM show this morning, there was a really, why don't you watch it for yourselves? Just watch this.
Home. For those of you who are outside of Auckland, that is the reality. People are stressed. The mental health is all up the bloody wazoo at the moment, and I think that says it all, really. And the trust, frankly, and the faith in this government to do anything that makes sense at this point is about that big.
Today we're going to enter 12 weeks of lockdown, and my question I wrote down is what mental toll is that taking on people, and what will the long-term impacts of that be? Watching Todd then and seeing a grown-up, a businessman, a successful businessman, and you can see that he's broken and the toll that's taken on him, and that is going to be the fallout of our lockdown. And I don't know how much longer people can sustain this and what the long-term impacts of that are.
But absolutely, hey, and this is,
we'll have X amount of COVID cases and claim it to be world-class.
We can run around the UN celebrating.
Wow, that was heavy impact, and by God, that's saying exactly what Vaughan and I have been saying. Vaughan, what's your thoughts?
What are my thoughts? Well, if you watch that part from Ryan there, Jesus, he was pretty twisted on that lot. And on a day, one of the biggest days of the year, like glug, 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 so we can push the Melbourne Cup to one side and get back to the real world here in New Zealand, enough to drive you to drink. So the key point out of that, loss of trust, hey? And that is pretty serious, from a media guy, when everyone's knocking the media to be in the lap of the government. This is kind of reading into the real tension and frustration out there on the streets. People really have had a gutsful.
Well, I know I made a video in the weekend, and what the outcome of that was Stephen Joyce's words, actually, but he said the last people to realise that they're sinking is the government. And look, I think that's what's happening right now, because actually the people are just fed up with what's going on, particularly here in Auckland. There's a real ugly atmosphere. And there's the Prime Minister swanning around on full salary, enjoying everything, as happy as Larry. And look, we're suffering right here.
I think some of the things that the government is doing, this whole division versus the cohesion, we spoke about it in the last show, vaccinated versus unvaccinated. But now we've got business owners who are listening to a government that clearly doesn't give a shit whether they make it or not. That's the bottom line. What are you hearing? For our Prime Minister to go up north today, which there was stuff to be done up there, fly over the top of Auckland, where there are businesses closing every single day, that in my book was a huge mistake, Fly over the biggest challenge. I think your ears will be burning tonight.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it is. And I'm not taken with it, but she's just oblivious to the suffering that's going on here in Auckland. And look, we're in lockdown for no particular reason. We could be off and actually free as a bird right now because we're 80% vaccinated. The whole of Auckland is 80%. We've done the best. We've got the best results in the whole of New Zealand, and yet we're locked down.
Yeah.
This is not fair, Vaughan. This is not on.
Well, Max, and so for those people out there that might think, Vaughan and Max are banging it for the small business community so they can get back out there and trade, and all it is about business, just stop right there. If we really look at what's going on, you're dead right. The rhetoric and the messaging is not connecting with the small business community. The small business community ain't feeling it. They're trying to sort of figure out what to do with small business now. They realise they're dropping like flies, left, right and centre. And so, we talked about it this morning. Some of them, we're going to pay for this down the line, whether it's the financial implications of lost family homes or whether it's the mental health and wellbeing implications of people who actually aren't going to be fit for purpose anymore after this flight.
Hey, Vaughan, thank you. We're going to catch up tomorrow, so we'll catch you, mate.
Okay. Hey, really appreciate you jumping on here tonight. Talk to you later, Max. Did I get the last word on